to our security-oriented podcast series in association with Cisco. One of the terms that one most often hears is Zero Trust Security, and today we're going to understand what Zero Trust Security is all about, understand the fundamentals to Zero Trust Security, and also try to glean how can enterprise security be approached with a Zero Trust fundamental. To discuss more on this topic, we have with us Vishak Raman. Vishak is the Director for Security Business at Cisco India and the SAARC markets, and he brings with him over 20 years of experience in the information security services space with stints in product management, sales, marketing, and business development. Vishak, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, great to be connected here.
Thanks, Vishak. Now, you have seen the threat landscape changing drastically over the years and cybersecurity becoming one of the most important topics even in boardrooms. Network and infrastructures have become more digitalized and complex due to the new technologies like IoT. But security professionals are still expected to provide the same level of security. What are the best practices for a security practitioner to achieve security which is simple and effective?
Ashwin, as you are aware, every business is embracing digital initiatives faster than before. Security practitioners have to ensure secure access anywhere, any device, anytime. And if you look at the recent study, what we've seen is 42% of workforce is mobile. That's shifting. And 88% of large organizations have more than 5 remote offices. So your traditional way of having all the data secured in data center is going out of the window. Today you have workloads in the cloud. You're responsible for maintaining an instant availability wherever they are working, running 24/7. And that's just a starting point. On the adversary side, you're up against well-funded adversaries. The threats to individuals and organizations are constant. They're dynamic, more complex, well state-funded, and yet business needs to all these attacks. So we are up against an uneven balance where the business is going digital, moving your assets out of your traditional layered security approach, and on the other side, the hackers are actually becoming a lot more focused towards that. So it's an uneven balance, and that's where you're dealing with very constant challenges. And to make things worse, security market is so fragmented. For every point problems, you have a point vendor. And they come with the same product. Everything has its own console, own logs. They don't talk to each other. And they are rife with incompatibility. So today, organization is looking for a simplification of security. How do I make sure I approach security across my platform, which includes your network, your applications, and your multi-cloud hybrid environment, and have an approach towards security. That's where Zero Trust is actually stepping.
Let's take a moment and talk a little bit more about Zero Trust. We're hearing that phrase all over the place. In very simple terms, what is the Zero Trust security principle all about, Vishak?
So if you look at it, Zero Trust doesn't mean that you deny all traffic. Zero Trust is a concept which has been there for long. It's gained a lot of popularity. It assumes focusing on data protection, not only on attacks. It assumes all the environments are hostile. Start with a position of a hostile environment, right? And you are not going to give any access until the user, your device, is proven and trusted. And you're going to make sure all your traffic is authorized, their identity is verified, encrypted, and all transactions and flows are encrypted and authorized. And all the activities are logged. And in a small nutshell, trust is temporary. Design philosophy of Zero Trust.
Vishak, just help me understand a little bit better as to how is Cisco approaching the Zero Trust principle, and how are you helping enterprises adopt this technology?
At Cisco, we look at Zero Trust framework in 3 large buckets, we call it as internally 3 Ws. The first one is workforce, which is your people, your assets, your employees, your contractors, your partners, your vendors. How do they actually communicate, and what are the corporate managed devices? So this pillar ensures only the right users and secure devices can access application regardless of location. First pillar, which is your workforce. Then comes your workload. With the adoption and increase of adoption towards hybrid cloud, applications are running in the cloud, data center, and other virtualized environment. How do they interact with each other? So this pillar focuses on secure access when an API or a microservice or a container is accessing a database within an application. So that's the second large important pillar, which we call the workloads. And the third most important piece, which is a workplace, this pillar focuses on secure access for all and any devices, including IoT that connects to the enterprise networks, such as user endpoints, physical and virtual printers, and as well as cameras, HVAC systems, kiosks, infusion pumps, and all your industrial control systems. So it's 3 W's: workforce, workload, and workplace.
Doug, I want to pick your brains as to if there's a security practitioner who's out there to implement zero trust security, what is the starting point as to how he can go about and enable this, and what are the kind of products that he needs to consider as his outlook towards this transformation?
As I said, the 3W framework of workforce, workload, and workplace allows you to ground your starting point in terms of building your security framework on zero trust. First, let's look at workforce. How do you secure your endpoints of your employees, your partners, your customers, extended remote employees per se? So securing endpoints and securing the users and securing the email infrastructure. That would form the larger bucket of workforce. And the products, what Cisco is actively, having leadership position is our AMP for endpoints, which is our advanced malware protection for endpoints, and our Duo multi-factor authentication, our Umbrella, which is a cloud-based secure internet gateway, and our cloud email security, which actually works very well with your email security part. So to sum up, workforce is about points, securing users, securing email. If you move towards the workloads, in workloads, what you need to look at is secure your application, secure your microservices, and look at insider threats in your hybrid cloud environment. And the products what customers use very effectively is our Tetration and StealthWatch product for securing their workloads. The third bucket, which is our workplace, is about enabling securing access, looking at network behavior analysis, looking at asset identification, where StealthWatch, our on-premise solution, and our cloud solution gives a great visibility of your net flows and your cloud flows from a mega flows point of view, and then give you visibility of what's happening both on your network and as well as on the cloud. And Cisco ISE forms the fundamental part of from a detection to remediation. How do you look at identity service in terms of implementation and deployed? And bringing all of these products together is a common shared threat intelligence from Cisco Talos. And this sums up our zero trust framework for our customers, protecting against workforce attacks, workload attacks, and workplace.
Chuck, we've been talking about zero trust for the past couple of minutes, and in fact, this is one of the conversations that is happening across the board with vendors speaking about zero trust. What is Cisco's towards zero trust, and how are you pushing the concept ahead?
I'm proud to share that Cisco has been named a leader in the Forrester Wave Zero Trust Extended Ecosystem Platform Providers Q4 2019 report. We believe this recognition is validation of Cisco's multi-year zero trust vision and strategy. We have long led this market with software-defined access and segmentation technologies in our network infrastructure. With the acquisition of Duo last year, we've been able to add the additional layer of security, authentication, and adaptive policy technology, and extended trust access to multi and hybrid cloud environment. And with the addition of Tetration, we've been able to ensure that our customers' cloud applications remain secure. These products have come together with most comprehensive framework for securing access across these three key fronts: workforce, workplace, and workflow.
All the companies out there who already have a security infrastructure in place, does that mean they need to replace their existing security architecture with a zero trust approach, or is it something that can be built over what they already have?
Yeah, it's going to be a hybrid approach for sure. And at Cisco, I'm proud to share that Cisco has been named as a leader in the Forrester Wave for the Zero Trust Extended Ecosystem Platform Providers. That's based on the December 2019 report. And we think it's fundamental for recognition for Cisco's multi-domain strategy. And we've been in the market for long enough where we lead this market with secure access and segmentation technologies in our network infrastructure. And with acquisitions, we've built a larger portfolio of products which will work together with workforce, securing their workforce environment, securing their workplace, and as well as the workload environment. And of how does an approach work on how does a customer needs to adopt Zero Trust, they have to replace the existing infrastructure or not. Zero Trust doesn't require a complete reinvention of your existing infrastructure. It's about classifying your assets and your resources into three large buckets of your workforce, workload, and workplace, and identify these basic questions. Let's say if it is for workforce, is it the user who are the one who has got the right access? Is the device secure? Is the device trusted? And you look at the workload, what are the applications used in the enterprise? And what is communicating with the applications and sharing the data? Is the communication, is it trusted, secure? And same with your workplace. Does the users and device authenticate for the network access? What access they are granted? And are these devices on the network secure? So it is about taking your existing infrastructure and applying a framework and asking the right question, access per se. Right, and it allows them to actually constantly enforce policy-based controls. You gain visibility towards users, device, components, and get detailed logs, reports, alerts, and help them to better detect and respond to threats faster. In summary, it's an approach which will help you to take a security posture of where you are today. Is there a right controls which is applied? And this 3W framework of workload, workplace, and workforce gives you a very strong framework approach to look at security and define and take a reposture towards your security. Right? So it's a fantastic framework to apply. It's not about buying new hardware and software, but looking at your existing infrastructure and asking the right questions and applying the framework more effectively.
And thank you for talking to us all about Zero Trust security and Cisco's approach to enabling this new kind of security defenses against the kind of threats and malware that we are facing on a daily basis. Thank you again, Vishak.
Thank you. It's been a fantastic. Zero Trust is a great approach to looking at your security infrastructure and making sure that you're compliant with the framework. Increases your security posture and puts you into the digital adoption much faster, safer.